All right, hi there. Good evening, Danitza. How are you? Is everything okay?
Hi, Mr. Luis.
Hello, good evening, Danitza. How are you? How do you feel today?
I feel great. Fine.
Great. That's great to know, Danitza. So let's begin with the class. All right, we're going to start. We're going to continue with our lessons. Again, we got to work something extra in the last class, but it was important to work on that. I don't know if you have any specific questions about Pearson, about the thing you're doing there with your assignments, about the contents before starting with our lesson today. Let me know, please, Danitza.
Mm, here I think I have problems with the vocabulary because, the things I can recall are really with get, the uses of get, and the other was the use of feel or words that you can, I don't know, expression that you can use with feel, but nothing very, how can I say, so um, complicated. But I need to practice more.
All
Yes.
right. Yes. They sometimes have some tricky words, combination of words, expressions, phrasal verbs, as you're saying with get, feel, combined with other words. So, yeah, sometimes it needs extra research also. And it's if you feel that, don't you know that you don't have a limit right when you open the assignments. So if you feel that you're having some questions, it's important that you go to Google or to your book right and to make it right to make that one. But yeah, that's it. If you get to have a very specific question about something, you know that you can let me know, all right?
Sí, yeah.
Okay, good. Let's then start with this one. This is going to be the reflexive pronouns. I believe that I didn't cover this one with you, or they didn't record this with you because we're starting the fifth. Yes, so this is new. This has to be new. I don't know what can you tell me about reflexive pronouns, Anitza? What do you know about them?
Um, um, well, you use reflexive pronouns when you're trying to describe your own emotions, your own position. Um, you use something like myself, themselves, and it's like when you try to describe something that is happening inside something, with that point of view.
All right. Yes, we're working good on that one. Now, here we're going to do two things. First, we're going to work on the presentation, but it's not that well structured. But later on, actually today after the presentation, we're going to work on a different chart that I'm going to give you because there are many, or mainly, sorry, four ways to use reflexive pronouns. But I want to see how you use it. So I want you to give me two different examples, please. So give me two examples in which you feel that you're using that reflexive pronoun differently. All right, to see the possibilities that it can have. I mean, the main idea is going to be the same, but give me two different examples to see how much it can vary. What do you say? What examples can you think of?
Mm, well, um, I am, well, I can say something like, um, I don't have it. Myself. Uh, oh yeah, you can say something like they are trying new things by themselves. Something like they are working on their things, but working.
And if I ask you for the meaning or exact meaning on that one, because it is correct, all right? But what's the meaning of by themselves in that specific idea? How can you explain that in other words? Or can you replace that expression with another expression or another word?
Uh, mm, well, by themselves is by their own, something like with their resources, their own, just
Okay, yes, resources. Yeah, it seems good. Yeah, I agree with that one. You replace that they are working on that project, they are working on that one with their own resources without any help, right? On their own, as you were saying, yeah, it seems great. On their own or with their own resources. Great. That's one. One more, please, to see if the meaning can be different. Try to give me one in which you don't use by, okay, without the preposition by before the reflexive pronoun. What could it be?
okay. Um, mm, mm, um, I um, I don't know if it works in this way, but you can do something like mm, oh no. All my examples use by, sorry. I
No
don't know.
worries. That's the most common, exactly. It happens and it's great. But that's one, okay? We have, I'm going to tell you this now, and the presentation is going to be mixed. That's where we're going to work on something extra. But we have four different ways to use reflexive pronouns. Okay, four. And one of them is by. And it's good. It's the most common. But there's also sometimes a mistake because people think it's the same saying, for example, um, this, all right? I I finished that project myself and I finished that project by myself. Okay, both are okay, but the meaning in both cases is different. All right, and some people believe that it's interchangeable, but no, something changes. Right, again, I finished the project myself and I finished the project by myself. Those are two different sentences, and in that case, we see the two of the four main ways to use reflexive pronoun. Okay, so let's learn that together then, Anita. Take that into account and keep that in mind. That saying, oh yeah, you know that, right? But in that example, saying myself and by myself is going to include a very interesting and important change. Okay, so bear that in mind. Let's go to the presentation and then I'm going to show you the chart I'm talking about. If we know reflexive pronouns, we don't need to read the definition, right? These are these list of words and they refer back to a person or a thing. That's the main definition. But we need to understand the differences between the four types that I'm telling you. This is part, actually not part, this is the first, all right, usage. The first usage is a very concrete and direct relationship, Anita, between the subject and the object when they are the same, all right, and when they do the action and they receive the action. All right, that's something that is, let's say, a requirement for the first time. So let's read this slide, please.
Okay. We often use reflexive pronouns when the subject and the object of a verb are the same. I cut myself when I was making dinner last night. I hope you enjoy yourselves at the party tonight. My phone isn't working properly. It turned itself off for no reason. We need to believe in ourselves more.
All right, great, Vanessa. Now, what do you say about this one? Just first speaking, because then we're going to write four examples, at least four examples, all right, to understand the difference. But now, can you think of any example just by speaking following this logic, Vanessa? If you analyze, the subject does the action and receives the action at the same time. I cut myself. I enjoy, or you enjoy yourselves. It turns itself off. And we need to believe in what? Ourselves, right? So subject and object, they do, they receive the action. Okay, direct. Not here we don't want to say without any help, in their own meaning, right? Or without any type of interference. Here we just say, I do, I receive. So what do you say? What comes to your mind?
Mm, mm, mm. Um,
And at first, you can always think of physical things first. That's the easiest part to understand. For example, in the first example, I cut myself, right? It's a physical thing that you did to yourself in this case. All right, so you did the action, you received the action. You can think again of something physical that you do to yourself in that case, or you can think of, let's say, perception, perception that you do, that you produce, and you receive, or you can feel or perceive. And it can be related to something that you, well, using your senses. Okay, try to think of that using your senses, your five senses. So, what do you say? I don't know if that gives an idea or anything else that you have in mind, but remember, you do and you receive the action. If you have another object in the middle, it is not this case. Okay, you don't have objects. The only object is you or that person.
yeah. I can say something like, I look at myself in the shadow. I want to say something like, my shadow, the sun is reflecting my shadow, so I can see my
Yeah,
shadow.
yeah, shadow. Yeah, I look at my shadow. Yes, I'm looking at my shadow right now. It looks very weird. It looks strange, or it looks funny. The idea can go on, right? But yeah, it is correct because you do.
So
You look at
I
and
look
you
at myself, right?
at myself. Exactly, exactly myself. Right in that case, you're right because it has to be you. It can be perhaps your shadow, but it's going to be yourself, right? And you can use, for example, something that is creating that. You can say, I'm looking at myself in my shadow, or looking at the shadow, or in the mirror, or in a reflection, right, that you see over there. So you can clarify how you're looking at yourself, or how you see yourself. But yeah, that's perfect. That's fun, and that's good. Okay, so again, here we are not going to have anything in the middle that is the object that receives the action, because we have to be that object. Okay, we have to do the action and we have to receive the action. So great, that's fun. Again, you can stop me at any moment if you have any questions, but that's the first one. For the second type, Anita, we have two slides. They are going to try to show in what cases we use this second type. Let's read this, please, to start.
Okay. We can add a reflexive pronoun for emphasis when it's unnatural or different. He wants to pass his driving test so that he can drive himself to work. She broke her arm so she couldn't wash herself very easily.
Great. And in connection, because they are the same. This is number two. This is also part of number because we're putting emphasis on an action. All right, specifically on an action. And then we're going to see the difference with the next one, that is number three, that is also emphasis, but not for an action. So let's also read this, please.
We can use reflexive pronouns to emphasize that someone does it personally, not nobody else. The door was defined, definitely locked. I look at myself. Oh, yeah. Are you recording your flat yourselves?
Okay, great. Now, here, number two, sometimes again, at least for the last one, it creates confusion. But here, you have another object. You are not receiving the action. Here, you're just putting emphasis on something that is unique, different, unusual, or personally, but not alone. Okay, it's not the same as by itself. That's also confusion. It's not alone. It's not with their own resources. It's not on their own again. Right now, here, only unique, different, personally. But you can do something personally with someone else. You can do something personally with help. The only thing that they are saying with personally is that you are there, right? Not that you are alone. And again, mainly emphasis. So,
I don't understand that.
yeah, you don't understand that idea?
Yes.
Okay, so look.
Your logic, I think you have the clear idea, but I don't.
Okay, let's then work again. And besides this, we have a chart that is, I'm sure that with this chart, it's going to help a lot because I know this is not clear just like this. But before going to the chart, let me try to show you the whole. Right? In the first case, let's compare. All right. The first usage for reflexive pronoun, Danisa, you do and you receive the action. Okay. And let's say that this is going to be clear. I painted myself, right? For I don't know, as a hobby, but the idea just I painted myself. Okay, so who's doing the action? I. Who's receiving the action? Me. Right? I painted myself. So in the work of art, right, I'm going to see myself over there. Okay, that's number one. Number two, you have to use this reflexive pronoun at the end of the action to clarify or to state the idea that it was different, unique, or that you did that action personally, any of those two, or three in this case, sorry. For example, in this second case, you would say something like this. I painted that work of art myself. Okay, so if you say I painted that work of art, something else is receiving the action, right? The work of art. And I only say that, Anita, because I have any of those three reasons. Because I believe it's unique. Imagine that I never paint. I'm into something else. I don't know. I have a different profession. And my friend comes to my house, right? And he or she sees a beautiful, right, work of art. And they say, wow, that's beautiful, right? How much was it? Where did you buy it? And I say, hey, no, I didn't buy it. I painted it myself. Okay? So I'm saying that not because I'm saying alone. No. I'm not saying that because of any other reason. So my reason is because it is unique. I did it. Actually, I did it. And that's what I'm putting emphasis to. I'm putting emphasis on the idea that I painted that work of art. Okay, so if you want to put emphasis on an action that was unique or different, you add the reflexive pronoun at the end. Right? It's the same with any other example, right? You can, again, it's something that is not expected usually. You see someone again and you believe that that someone was not able to play basketball, right? Because that person is very short, right? And then you you see something impressive about that, a play, or I don't know, right? A very impressive play, and then you have to mention that person. You are going to mention that person with himself or herself at the end, right? That play was made by this person himself or herself, all right? But you're putting that at the end, and once again, the idea of using myself, himself, herself, itself, themselves, anything here is just to show that it was different, unique, or also at the end, personally in this case, right? Well, it doesn't have to be unique or different, but it can be personally, and we're still in number two, right? So again, in an accident, if you were able to see an accident, you were there to see it, right? You can say, I saw the accident myself, right? I know what it happened, right? It's not the way they are telling us that it happened. They are lying. It didn't happen like that because I saw it myself, right? So in those two examples, that's still part of number two, Nisa. We don't do and receive the action, no. We are just saying, in the first case, that it was unique. That's why I say myself at the end. And in the second case, I'm saying that I was there, not alone. I was with other people. I was not alone. That's why I don't say by myself. Uh-huh. So I only say, personally, I was there. So I saw the accident myself. It was personally, not because anybody else told me anything. It was because I saw it. All right. So those two cases are number two. I don't know if that helps, Anita.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you.
Okay. Good. That's number two.
I have a question. You give an example, like the second example, I think so. Something like like it's also a very common situation. For example, you well, I don't know. Okay, okay. The idea of using by myself and myself directly is related with this second part. When you give me an example to differentiate, to make a differentiation between by myself and myself directly is related with this the second part.
Yeah, a part of that is related to this. If I say, right, I finished that project myself, I'm not saying that I did it alone. I'm just saying that to me, it's one of these three reasons, Natalie, for the second. It was unique, it was different, or I want to say that I did it personally. That's why I know that the project is finished because I finished it myself. All right, but I'm not saying alone. And again, all right, that's going to be the difference. And again, then I can mention this actually because that's number four. That's the easiest. By myself only means alone. The idea that I say when I say by myself, it's not unique, it's not different. Of course, it also means personally, but it means alone mainly. And it can be replaced by alone. All right? It can be replaced by alone. But the difference is going to be actually, no, I don't want to use the translation. But let's keep one more. All right? Look, by myself is not impressive, it's not different, it's not unique. By myself can be used anytime you want, just when you want to say alone. All right? Of course, it can be impressive, Anita, to do something alone, but that's not the main idea in grammar. For example, you can say, I always go to the gym by myself. Okay? It only means that you go alone. That's it. It doesn't have any other special meaning when you say by myself. All right? But imagine that you always yeah, that you actually the opposite, right? You never go to the gym, and you want to clarify that you went to the gym. All right. So you can say again, this is an exaggeration. No one is going to say this, but imagine that is different and impressive. In that case, you can say, hey, I went to the gym myself. All right. There, you don't want to say alone. You only want to say that you did that action that is different because you never go to the gym. And to me, it's something impressive and different. All right. So again, that's going to be the difference between I finished the project myself and I finished the project by myself. Finish the project by myself, it means only without any help. I did it. And I finished the project myself is because I want to put emphasis on the idea that personally I was part of finishing the project, or that I believe that I never finished a project before in my life. I never do that, and to me, that's important, that's different, that's unique, and I want to put emphasis on that idea. All right, so that's more or less going to be the difference. I don't know if you have questions about that.
No, it's clear thing.
All right, good. Now let's remember the two then, the first two, so that we don't forget the ones we have to remember. And it's the first case, it's easy, right? Very concrete. I do, I receive. I saw myself in the mirror. I painted myself, right? I do, I receive. In the second type, something unique, different, or personally, I painted that impressive work of art myself. Okay, I never do that, so I believe that's unique, that's different. Okay, so that's number two. Now, in number three, the logic is the same, Danitza, but the only thing that is different is that you use it with nouns, directly with nouns, and the emphasis is not the action. Here, I don't care about we talk to the, I don't care about we, I don't care about talk to, all right? This is important information. The manager herself. The idea that it was with the manager or parents themselves, the idea that parents can do or not do anything, this is the important element. All right. And remember, in number two, and it was the action. All right. It was the action or saying personally. Something impressive, an action that was impressive for you. But here, it is not the action, it is only the person or the object that receives all the attention. All right, so let's read this, please, to understand better.
Okay. We can also use reflexive pronoun together with the noun it refers to in order to emphasize. We talked to the manager herself, and she agreed to give us our money back. Parents themselves need to take more responsibility for their children's learning.
Sorry, my microphone. Now, again, here, the whole thing that you're saying, Danisa, the whole sentence, of course, it can be important. But if you choose to set and to place this reflexive pronoun next to the immediate noun that it modifies, then this word and only this word is receiving more attention. Okay, not everything else. But if you say, for example, I painted that work of art, that impressive work of art myself, I'm receiving attention, but not only I'm receiving attention because it's not that I'm important in that sentence. No, it's the action, the fact that I painted that work of art myself. All that idea is important, and all that idea is highlighted, is receiving emphasis from the word myself. Okay, so myself and all that idea is important. But here, manager herself, manager, that's what is important. The idea that we talked to the and she agreed to give us our money back, it is of course relevant. But again, if you place it next to the noun, that noun is receiving more attention than any other word. All right, so that's the main difference, and this is number three. Number two, you don't work that with nouns. You don't work directly with just one word to receive that whole attention. Okay, number two, once again, is the whole action, and here is just one word. That can be a person, a group of people, an object, or something in specific. I don't know if you have questions about this. Again, we have the chart to work in detail with our examples, but I don't know if you have any specific questions about this third type.
Could you please repeat the example of the painting?
Yes. In the painting, when I say I painted that impressive work of art myself. In that example, myself is at the end and I is at the beginning, right? So myself is not only for I. Of course, grammatically speaking, is for I, but myself is for the whole idea that I painted that impressive work of art myself. Okay, so what receives the attention is the whole action. I receive the attention, and the action that I did receives the attention. All right, and I was showing that in contrast to this case. In this case, herself, it's not for we talk to the. It's not for that part. It's just for the manager. All right, the manager and herself, they are the only things connected over there, and herself is only giving more attention to manager. And the idea that you're transmitting here is that yes, it was the manager. It's impressive that it was the manager, but it was the manager. All right? It happens when the person is famous. It happens when it's very hard for that to happen, to find that person, to find the objects. It happens when you want to put a lot of emphasis for any reason to that person. In number two, right? Parents themselves, they, only they, right? Not teachers, not the principal, not the government, not anybody else, but parents. That's the idea that they are giving with parents themselves. All right, need to take more responsibility for their children's learning. That's just clarification that it has to be them. Okay, and it happens with anything again that needs that attention and needs. For example, right, from my favorite band, Pink Floyd. Imagine that I see David Gilmour, right, the guitarist or the guitar player on the street, and I can say, right, if that happens, I can say, hey, imagine or try to guess right what happens, and I can say, I saw David Gilmour himself on the street, right? It was like a dream. So that emphasis is not for what happened. Of course, it's interesting and important, but when I say David Gilmour himself, all the attention goes to the idea that yes, it was him. It was no one else. It was not a person that looked like him. No, it was David Gilmour. All right. So in any case, it has to be like that. And if you realize, as this is the noun in Anita, this can be the object. I mean, this can be placed anywhere because it's the noun, right? As David Gilmour, where can you use David Gilmour? At the beginning of your sentence, after the before the verb, or after the verb, right? As a summary. So it can be the subject or it can be the object. In these two cases, you see the two types, Anita. In number one, it is the object, right? We talk to the manager herself, manager receiving all the attention. Parents themselves need to take more responsibility. Parents themselves receive the emphasis, and it is the subject in this case. All right. And again, practicing is going to make us understand better, but I don't know if the logic more or less is clearer now than it. So let me know, please.
Yes, it's clear. Thank you.
Okay, so let's continue. I don't know what happened. Well, actually, I was very sick last week. All right, I'm better now. I'm getting better, but the thing is that I still have some details over there, but that's fine. All right, I'm still like this. Okay, let's continue. We have just one more. That is the last one, and it is the one that you told. Bye. And again, this is very simple because it only means alone. Remember, here you're not putting emphasis on anything. You're not saying that this is impressive, but again, just by the action, just the action itself can be impressive. All right, but it's not that using this by plus reflexive pronoun makes it impressive and unique. No, it only means alone. That's the only purpose that it has. So in any tense that you use, you can replace that by alone or without any help, or as we said, right, on their own, and that's going to be good. So let's read this, please, and then we go practice a little bit with the four ideas that we trust.
Okay. We can use by plus reflexive pronoun to mean alone. He usually goes on holiday by himself. Do you enjoy being by yourself?
Exactly, right? He usually goes on holiday alone. Do you enjoy being alone? That's it. Alright, that's the only thing that it is doing. And if you realize, then this is an extra usage. Because in this case, it's not I do, I receive, right? It's not this referring back to the thing. It's not this reciprocity. No. In this case, by plus reflexive pronoun, it only means alone. You say alone here, it's exactly the same idea. It's just another way to say alone. Alright, so this is the fourth. Those are the four types in general. And as a summary, I'm going to show you the feedback, feedback like that, the chart I was talking about. This one, let me open it for you. Okay, I'm going to paste this to our document. Okay, so you can go to our document also, please, Danisa. Over there, I'm copying and pasting the chart, and you can use this. Alright, to understand the differences between these four elements in a more, in a simpler way. So, the first type is easy, right? Doing and receiving. One does and receives the action at the same time. This is the one, okay? I, subject, saw myself, object, in the mirror. So I do the action, I receive the action, right? Then emphasis on the action. When something is different, impressive, or one did it personally, right? I saw the accident myself. I don't receive the action. I'm just saying that I was able to see the accident myself. Personally, I did it. Not alone, all right, but I did it. Then, Noelia herself saw the accident yesterday. Here, the emphasis is on Noelia, only Noelia, right? Here, I saw Donald Trump himself in the street. Here, the emphasis is on Donald Trump. These two are part of number three. Emphasis on the noun, object, or person, when you want to highlight an object or a specific person. And number four, the last one, remember, synonym of alone. That's it. When one didn't, have anyone there. I went to the party by myself. It only means alone. All right. There is no reciprocity. There is no doing receiving. But that's it. Those are the four types that is. Now with this chart, I want you to work your own examples. And actually, you're also going to use the same chart with the same colors. So you're just going to, actually, I'm doing this for you. It is over there. Replace those, please, all right, blanks with the elements for your sentences. We have, let's say, we're going to write these five examples. We only have four types. But in the third type, Tanisa, in which you can use this as subject and as an object, you're going to do it. All right. One example is going to be a subject. The other one is going to be an object. So you only have to follow these ideas. You have to follow these elements. Anything that is part of the complement that is not the object is going to be here. But all the interaction, the main interaction is going to be before. I don't know if you have any questions about this so that we have the time to practice. So let me know, please.
No, it looks interesting.
Okay, good. So let's practice. All right, let's practice. We're going to have 4 to 5 minutes. Try to fill out the chart with this information, please. I don't know if you're here already. Let me see.
Yes.
Yeah, great. Very good. So I'm starting with the timer. Let's begin, please. In 4 to 5 minutes, we check. Any question, please let me know. Okay, so we're already for the 5 minutes, a little bit long, longer than that one. But I'm going to give you some extra minutes. You are finishing that one, that's great, but you're missing two. All right, so let's have please 2 extra minutes, and that time, let's finish those two elements, and we check it. All right, good. I think we have almost everything done. Actually, yes, everything is ready, I believe. Let's read then those examples, please, next.
Okay. They put themselves in this position. They develop the program themselves. Carol herself attended the meeting this morning. I suggested there himself in Macy's or at Macy's. I'm not sure. I walked to the university by myself.
Okay, all right, yes. Yes, I believe we're working very good. Again, let me give you just some, in general, it's great, just conjugations already tells that preposition, some other elements, but the way we're using the four ways of, well, applying reflexive pronouns, I believe is working, right? They put themselves this position. Here I have no observations, right? Everything is working. The structure, all the words, but here, I only have one detail, mainly just the conjugation, yes. If you say they develop, right, the program themselves, here you are talking about, if you use the present, right, the simple present, you're saying that this is routine, right?
Yeah.
And if you're, this is routine, yeah, then it wouldn't be like something so or impressive or unique. So it depends. If you believe that it's very unique or different that they do this as an activity, exactly. It can be passed to say that it was one action that was unique and that happened. Exactly. Just good. In the next one, the same. Attend, but even this is not conjugated, right? Attend is not third person. Here we need third person if this is present, or we need simple past, right? If not, that's incorrect, right? But in general, with this, it's good. The main idea, Carol. But what? Carol attends in the mornings. It would be not this morning, it would be in the morning. But I believe that it has to be attended, right? Carol herself attended the meeting this morning, right? Because of the conjugation and because this morning is past, so it has to be past. Then this is good. Remember the rule: when it's a public place or when it's a proper name, it's going to be at. At Macy's. And it depends if Macy's includes the S, is going to be apostrophe or just without the apostrophe.
This is good to push that. Nice.
Exactly. There you go. Okay, good. And the last one, I walked to the university by myself. Great. I have no observations here. They're using the structure correctly, and I believe it's working good. I don't know if it's clear for you, or if you have any questions about these four ways of using reflexive pronouns. So let me know, please.
No, it's okay. I will use your chart to practice.
Yes, it's practicing, but again, if it's clear, then it's just going to be reinforcing this little by little, and that's the most important. All right, great. There you go. So it means we're going to be finishing here, Anita, with this lesson. We're going to continue working on Wednesday, of course. Remember, it's not yet, but next week, Monday is going to be a day off, right? It's going to be a holiday. So we're going to finish our last class on Wednesday next week. All right, because this week we have the fifth, the sixth, and the seventh class. We only need the eighth class, but again, because of the holiday, the eighth class is going to be on Wednesday next week instead of Monday. Okay?
Okay.
Good. There you go. So, as always, this is the 50th. We don't need to do anything else. I'm sharing the survey with you that you can see it over there as soon as you finish. That's it for now. Thanks for being in the class. I hope you have a good night, and I'll see you on Wednesday.
Yes. Okay.
Great. Good night.
Good
See you.
night.
Bye bye.
Bye.